Well, brothers of the Maverick Nation, and welcome to part 6 of What If Naruto Had the Curse Mark and Sasuke had the Nine Tails. Yes, indeed, part 6. Let's get into it. Well, first of all, last part we covered basically the end of everything. Like, part 1, basically the tail end of that, and other things I do believe. Now both Naruto and Sasuke are rogue ninja, and the antibody has said some very interesting things. Has said some very interesting things about its feelings and about its biology. Genderless, and it feels a very special way about Naruto. Naruto boy. Anyways, after all of that, we enter part 6 of this What If, with it being a good while after. Actually, it might as well have been a few months, almost a year. Actually, no, like maybe like 2.5 years later. And Sasuke is making his way back towards the shack, the little shack that they have as their little mini home. And basically, it was his turn to get uh, groceries and anything else they might need. And so, whenever Sasuke opens the door, Naruto decides that he should probably help him get everything in and put in its proper place. Put what needs to be put in the refrigerator or freezer in the refrigerator or freezer, and put what needs to be put in like cabinets or pantries in the cabinets or pantries. You know, just common sense. And after all that is done and over with, Sasuke does hear Sasuke does hear a voice trail off. I wonder, Sasuke boy, why are you so slow nowadays? And Sasuke's like, dude, you just insulted yourself. Yes, that's right, Sasuke, since his half of the Nine Tails was basically done with the same way Naruto's half of the Nine Tails was done with. Now he has his own type of antibody. Only their relationship is kind of different. As to where Naruto and his antibody are kind of like really close. Like Sasuke and his antibody are basically at the level of, you know, prankstering each other. Like I'm, hey, I'm Sasuke Uchiha. Welcome to Jackass. That kind of stuff. And so basically, Sasuke's antibody, which unlike Naruto's antibody, which was black and white with EXE eyes, Sasuke's antibody still has the EXE eyes, but it's like purely black, with the teeth being really the only things that are white, like really shiny and really sharp teeth. And the Sasuke's antibody is just like, well, it's a good thing that Naruto boy's antibody told me and knew how to use the separation no jutsu. I was getting pretty cramped in there, as to where there's next to nothing in Naruto boy's head. With you, good God. And Itachi says you don't have enough hatred. Jesus. I don't know what he's expecting from you. And Sasuke is just like, well, I think that was supposed to be a compliment. So, good on you, I guess. And then Naruto's antibody steps out of a room and is like, shh. Did you guys forget? And Sasuke's antibody is just like, no, remember, you told me not to tell them. You wanted it to be a surprise. And Naruto's antibody is like, no, I told you not to tell Sasuke. I already told Naruto. Boy. Yeah, basically, they call their respective other Naruto boy and Sasuke boy. Like, even Naruto calls even the antibody of Naruto calls Sasuke Sasuke boy, and even Sasuke's antibody will call Naruto Naruto boy. That's basically how they address them. Well, they can address them in other ways, but mainly that's how they address them. Like, Naruto's antibody has been doing it less with Naruto, but he still does it. He still mainly addresses Sasuke as Sasuke boy. But Naruto's antibody has been getting more, used to Naruto and uh, friendlier. I guess that's one way you could put it. Friendlier. I guess that's a light way of putting it. Sometimes he just says it just to be a coy or just to like a insinuate some very non PG-13 things. Kind of like that one girl who called Doflamingo Dofi. Anyways, so the antibody is just like, I told you not to tell Sasuke about it. That it was going to be a surprise for him. Because you had to peek. It's a good thing you didn't wake her up. And Sasuke's like, huh? Wake who up? Like, Sasuke's just been, like, eating, like, instant dumplings. Like, you know how Naruto has his instant ramen? Since Itachi likes his dumplings, one thing that Sasuke might have gotten from his brother was the love of dumplings. So, like, instant dumplings. He just, he just, picks his head up from his instant dumplings and is like, what? Her? Uh, Naruto, you, invited someone over here that I don't know about? And Naruto's just like, oh, bother. I guess the cat's out of the bag now. The toy's out of the bag now. Baby, there's no use. And the antibody just like Naruto's antibody is just like, I wanted to wait until it was her birthday. Fine. And Sasuke has another dumpling and he just how long have you been birthday? It wasn't going to be long till she was one, but you just had to spill it. Come on. And the antibody, really doesn't seem to, care about how strong it is, because it just, grabs Sasuke by the arm and yanks him, yeets him over. Get over here, Scorpion. Come on, your stupid instant dumplings can wait. And Sasuke's like, but my dumpling. And then he's just like, shut up. Come on. And then they all enter this room, and they see that it has, a bunch of. It looks like a room that you would have a little baby in. Looks like a baby room. A nursery is what I'm trying to get at. A nursery. Well, the antibodies equivalent. Naruto and Naruto's antibodies equivalent of a nursery. What they could gather from what a nursery is. Of what a nursery is. And they're still trying to, add the finishing touches. And then they, like, Sasuke and Sasuke's antibody just see, this little crib with, the little, a hood thing. I believe it's like a hood, like how cribs, they have the little hood over them, to protect. I don't know really what the hood is for. I think you would only really use the hood if it was to protect the baby from sunlight or cold. But they have the little not really a stroller, but a little tiny little baby bed. And one of those baby beds has that hood that you can pull over. I think that's a thing, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know what I'm remembering that from. It might just be mixed up memories in my head. Dead memories in my head. Damn it, Slipknot. And they just look closer, and they see a little tiny babby. A little tiny babby. And it's just the cutest little thing. Just the cutest little thing. And they also notice that it looks a lot like Naruto, but with longer hair and a babby. And the antibody is just like, so what if it doesn't really look like? Well, technically, it never really woke up. The only reason we could really tell it was still alive, or that it was ever alive in the first place, is because it was breathing. And Sasuke's just like, uh, I have several questions. And the antibody is just like, yeah, uh, uh, since it's always been sleeping, since it hasn't woke up, really, what if the eyes are the defining feature, which can have us tell that it's you? And Naruto's antibody is just like, what? Naruto's antibody was just instant ramen in hand and just choking on the instant ramen. It's just yeah. I well, I never thought of that, but uh, uh the ice, uh, the both of us get called demon as it is. If it had my eyes, and how could you even tell that it was me and Naruto boy? And regular Sasuke is just like, wait, it was? How? How both of you are the same gender? How is that even possible? And besides, aren't you two a little bit young to... I don't even know anything anymore. And regular Naruto corrects regular Sasuke and he's just like, no, actually, both our antibodies are genderless. That's kind of how the whole antibody thing works. Since they're just like, constructions from our body, they can't really have genders. Or really, if they did, it would only be like temporary or like not really a full gender, just like a sort of simulation of one. For example, sexy jutsu, better mastery of it to where it's a lot longer lived. And by this point, it's been like over 2 years, so the separation no jutsu, like they can do it for a lot longer, like a lot longer, like for several days, and it really won't spend up much of the chakra. Since Naruto, and now because of that construction seal that he put on Sasuke, they both have like eons worth of chakra. So really, they can just have the separation no jutsu up for however long they want now. They've basically mastered, perfected it, however you want to put it, so that really it's not a problem. Like chakra consumption concerning that jutsu is not a problem for them anymore. Well, it is a little bit more of a problem for Sasuke, but that's because he's more new to his antibody. They kind of have to form their own little bond. Well, they've actually gotten pretty close to doing so, but seeing as it's only pretty close to doing so, Sasuke still has some ironing out he needs to do, so it's a little difficult, but not too difficult to keep it going, to keep the separation no jutsu going. And the antibody Naruto does indeed explain that since he's genderless, well, and Naruto does have a gender, he could just turn into a girl. Antibody Naruto could just turn into a girl version of himself. And that's what indeed happened one night. And between the 2 year time skip that I just laid out here, 2.5 year time skip, that's what indeed happened one night. And I believe you know what happens from there. No need for me to describe an explicit scene of explicitness that would get me demonetized from hell and back. Mm. And then the antibody explains, so yeah, since I had to turn into the girl, yeah, okay. That screaming I was doing that one night, that wasn't just because I had to take a shit, okay? The real reason is because damn it, it was because of the baby, okay? And now regular Sasuke is just like, you, how, when, how I'm gonna need some brain soap for this. Like I'm gonna need some sort of alcohol for this. So basically, the antibody, Naruto's antibody, just explained that he can have children because he turned into the girl, so it's kind of a thing. And Naruto is like, so yeah, my antibody's the mother, okay? I'm the father. Mm, My antibody is the mother, okay? And antibody Sasuke is just laughing his ass off at the fact that regular Sasuke is just like all sorts of confused and freaked out. Antibody Sasuke is just laughing his ass off. Maybe if you have another one, we can call it twins. And regular Sasuke is just like, no, 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 no. Please, God, no. Please, God, no. And Antibody Naruto just smacks Antibody Sasuke upside the head. Not after what I had to go through. No, sir. I don't know how regular women can do that. I mean, I literally have the power of a god, and I still cannot imagine going through that again. And regular Naruto's like, yeah, and being next to the toilet 24/7 because of those reasons. Yeah, I kind of don't want to have to go through that either. And then all of a sudden, they just hear like a little whimper. Wee, wee, wee. And like Naruto's antibody just like, shit, you idiots made me woke up the baby. Wake up the baby. And he just scoops up the baby in his hands. And they all seemingly realize that the thing that like Sasuke or antibody Sasuke mentioned about the eyes is indeed true. That is the one indeed like factor or thing about antibody Naruto that it did get. The eyes. Only they kind of function more like a dojutsu that can be turned on and off. Like if the baby is feeling a negative emotion, the eyes will be the antibody's eyes. But if it's feeling a positive emotion, it will be Naruto's eyes, like regular Naruto's eyes. And so basically, antibody Naruto is just like, come on, come on. Okay, well, what's wrong? You two idiots just get out of here so that me and Naruto boy can find a way to put her back to sleep. And Sasuke and Antibody Sasuke are like, but really, you never told us her name. And the Antibody Naruto just like, well, okay, fine, but don't laugh. And they're just like, why? Is it something stupid? And Antibody Naruto and regular Naruto are just like, Mir. And they're like, Mir? Yes, Mir, short for Mira. Antibody Naruto's like, yeah, Mir, short for Mira. Okay? Now, go on, get. And they're both like, okay, 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 we get the message. How do you deal with that Sasuke, Naruto boy? And Naruto's just like, well, I was kind of forced to by living in the same village as him and being on the same team. I mean, I'm sure you would know this by now. Ah. And finally, Mir is put back to sleep and put back into her little baby bed, and all is right with the world. Or at least that's what it would seem like, but off in the distance, there are some ninja plotting something. Some with headbands that seem that of the Cloud Village, and some of headbands that would seem that of the Stone Village. And the Cloud Ninja and Stone Ninja are talking to each other, and they're like, so this is the place. What was our award again for getting these guys? And the other ninja just like, forget about it. Just, we'll get our reward when we have them. Dead or alive, it was said. I prefer them all be dead. So let's just get this over with. Hey! and then they'll move out. Oh boy, what shock they're in for. Shock, horror, shock, horror, shock. Holy shit, horror. And that is the end of, I believe, part 6 or part 5. I think it was part 6. I don't know. So, douses.